We are live. This is the last show of the year for me, and I've got Richard, and Richard has asked me to play him a song. So here we go. Are you hanging up your stocking on the wall? Is it time that every Santa has a ball? Does he ride a red-nosed reindeer? Does he turn upon his sleigh? Do the fairies keep him sober for a day? So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. There we go. Good afternoon, Richard. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm excellent. Thank you very much for asking.
Fantastic. Good to see you. You've got your Christmas jumper on.
I have. It's actually a penguin. I don't know if that counts as being Christmas, but it's...
Well, look, with all due respect, you are not going to wear that anywhere else, are you?
It used to light up until I washed it, and now it won't light up, but never mind.
What you go and wash it for? Mine's got jingly bells on, so I don't know whether that would wash either. We've already got people coming in and putting comments up. So, hello, Aisling. How the devil are you? Good to see you. Merry Christmas. What's exciting then? Tell us what's exciting. We want to know. Richard, thank you very much for coming along. So, my first question to all of my guests is, why did you choose that song?
Well, it's very festive, isn't it? It's festive time. It's a time to be shouting about Merry Christmas and goodness knows what else. And I particularly like that line, the future has only just begun.
The future has only just begun. Absolutely. And we know all about that, don't we? Right. What's up? What's up? She's just saying it's crashed, and I do hope it's just you. Otherwise, it's just me and Richard just having a natter, which is, hey, it's like every normal Tuesday morning,
Yes,
isn't it, Richard? So
we're used to that, yeah.
Absolutely. So, how are you doing, sir? Not that I haven't spoken to you already today.
I'm actually doing fine, yeah. The kids are crashing all around me. We've got one with tonsillitis and one has caught COVID, so we can't bring him back for Christmas. But apart from that, it's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, this is 2021. What do you expect? So, LinkedIn, 15 minutes behind the profile. It's all about finding out a little bit more about people that use LinkedIn and what they do. So the first question I always ask, or the second question, obviously, is how long have you been on LinkedIn, Richard?
Well, I looked that up earlier. It's November the 17th, 2006.
2006. That is crackers, man. That's a long time. That's longer than me. But then I'm a lot younger than you. I wasn't born when LinkedIn came out, was I?
2008 I was started. I started the business in 2005, so I went on to LinkedIn quite quickly, but I then accidentally had two profiles, and it took me years to work out how to chop it down to one profile, which I did.
Who was the real Richard?
Ah, right. Well, it was
both. Do you know now? Am I getting the real Richard when we catch up on a Tuesday?
Who knows?
Oh, my goodness. So why do you use LinkedIn, Richard?
It's to keep abreast of things, what the clients and contacts are up to. I'm not really a poster. I tend to be a voyeur. I tend to watch what's going on, and I find it really fascinating.
That's interesting that you say that, because there's 800 million people on LinkedIn and only about 3 or 4 million are posting. So, interesting. But you do love it. So how much time do you spend a day on LinkedIn?
Probably a bit more than I should do. I'm constantly scrolling and looking. I've got a little range of things I look through all day, every spare minute. LinkedIn features quite highly. I need to know what you're up to, a few others.
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating. So I try to say I spend about an hour, but I suspect it's much more than that.
Okay. And do you comment as well, or is it just reactions and
it's
looking?
Mostly reactions. I don't comment enough. I have little bursts of commenting, especially after I've been on one of your courses. I do a bit more commenting, but it literally is a time thing, and I'm also a bit super aware of what I might say or not say, which would be appropriate. So I tend to overthink it. But it's a very useful tool, especially for clients. So I need to be at least a little understanding of it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Another fan of LinkedIn. We got Lorraine there. So hi, Lorraine. How are you doing? Merry Christmas. You don't post content, so that's snookered a couple of questions. Do you get any business from LinkedIn, Richard?
I think the answer to that is it's got to be yes and no. Not a lot, because I don't deliberately go after strangers. I tend to be somebody who wants to work with people I know, so I don't want to do business with strangers. I found in the past, for me, this is for my business model, not for other people's business models. For me, I need to know who I'm dealing with, so as I can have the maximum enjoyment out of what I call work. I don't want to be working with people that are going to give me a lot of hard time over whatever. So I tend to be very choosy. So my work comes from meeting people directly rather than advertising for them.
Yeah, no, that makes an awful lot of sense. No, super duper. So not your usual LinkedIn user, which is great, and that's what I want to do with this show is have lots of different types of people on. So this is a section where we talk about you, and so tell people what you do, Richard.
Yeah, that would be very good if I ever pin down what it is I do. Basically, it's working with businesses and business owners predominantly to move them along the maturity line. It's wherever they sit in business, they could be somewhere further along the line. So I'm there to help them with that. I'm there to be their critical business friend who's been there and done that. And there's an awful lot about business that's not as logical as we'd like it to be. There's quite a lot about business that's quite counterintuitive. And until you've been there and experienced it, it's hard to know that you're going to run into certain problems until you actually meet them. So I've taken it upon myself to try and get people into a better position before they get into too much trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. It's if you're going to make a cake, you don't just chuck everything into a bowl. You get a recipe book. Yeah. You've obviously made a few cakes. You know how to point us in the right direction. Hey, talking about making cakes, you also made some mince pies, didn't you?
Cool, they went well.
I've
been commissioned to make some more.
Wow! Well, you are now the mince pie god.
Yeah, they were lovely. Absolutely well done. Actually, it was superb.
So this is all because you had my recipe that I put online the other day. So just bear with me a second. I was in the supermarket last night and I bumped into a guy I know, and he stood there looking lost. And I go, "What's up?" He goes, "There's no mincemeat." I know, and we can imagine what I said to that, can you? So I went away and I found him a bag of mixed fruit, and I said, "Look, that's all you need." And he looked at me and goes, "Nah, there's this one mincemeat that I really like." I'm like, no, you haven't tried mine. But he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it. So, what would, if you were with me, what would you have said to him?
Well, I would have thought the same. I went off and I went and bought the ingredients and then found out that they didn't have the mixed spice. So I had to go somewhere else to get that. That was annoying. But got it and I couldn't wait, and then made it, and it sat in the fridge for a week when I stirred it patiently every day. Made lots of wishes, as you suggested.
Yeah,
not many of them will come true, to be fair. But
they will do one day. They will do one day.
And then I made the first batch because my sister and brother-in-law were over, and they don't eat mince pies apparently. And so my sister ate 2 and he ate 3.
Wow. Okay.
I ate the rest.
Yeah. Of course, you have to just to prove that they're edible.
Yeah. There's nothing to do with the Bailey's cream that we're with. The diet starts on the 2nd of January.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lorraine's just come in. She loves that, and she falls into that camp as well. So yeah, it is you know, when you're in business, there is so many different things going on, and knowing what to do. So yeah, no,
Many plates to be spun.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it, because we've had a fun year, haven't we? So what types of customers do you work with? And be careful what you're saying, because I'm one of them.
It leans. I mean, SMEs is the answer, but the reality is SMEs can be up to 250 people. You know, that's not where I'm. It's the lower end of the SMEs and the startups. I love the startups because they've got all this great enthusiasm and what have you, but you do need to steer them, and if you don't, then they fall over, and that breaks my heart. You know, far too many companies fail in the first 3 years, and part of my mission is to stop that, is to stop so many companies failing. But I can't get all of them, and the vast majority don't want to listen anyway. They want to experience it themselves. So you're there to try and pick them up and guide and do the best you can. And I just find it great fun. It's not working as far as I'm concerned. It's just having a lot of fun. So there's no intention to retire, because I'm not going to retire from fun.
Oh, look at this. We love Aisling. She said she's had a mince pie every day in December. She doesn't want to let the side down. That is fantastic news. I'm so pleased I found you, Aisling. I did a post on LinkedIn the other day, because I actually made my mince pies, and that's the first one I've had this year. But the average person in the UK eats 27. So if you're eating one every single day, Aisling, in December, that's 31. Yeah. So you're eating some of mine. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Aisling is well above average.
We know that. That's brilliant. Thank you. So you say that what you do isn't work, because I don't know who said it, but if you do something that you enjoy doing, you'll never work another day in your life. I'm paraphrasing that famous quote, and I don't know who said it.
It's come about because, you know, for a large portion of my career, I was doing a very stressful role. I was making a lot of money, but it was a very stressful role, and I've determined since then that I don't want to do anything that looks like work, and that's because I've probably rightly or wrongly equated work with stress, and so I don't want to do anything that looks like stress. So I don't nowadays. I just work with those people I want to work with.
So you don't get any stress from working with me then?
No,
that's awesome.
Some days it can be more challenging than others, trying to keep you off the feeling, but it's absolutely brilliant fun. You know, absolutely brilliant fun. And if you multiply you by, you know, a dozen or so, it's terrific. It's really, really entertaining. And you get people who have down days and off days, because that's part of it. But that's what I'm for then, is to make them understand that they're not in a unique position which nobody else has been in. And it's how can you support them to get them through it and out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
the phrase that is, this too will pass. So it doesn't matter whether on a high or on a low, it will pass.
That's the annoying thing, isn't it? So how many hours a week do you work? And if you're listening to this on the podcast,
I've been asked that before.
I've done bunny ears.
Yeah, too many hours and not enough is basically the answer to that.
Yeah, but you just said it doesn't seem like work, so
I probably put more time to it. I'm fortunate. I'm in a massively fortunate position. You know, I've got a very strong partnership with my wife. She's just beautiful and brilliant, you know, and she's a little bit younger than me. So therefore, she's got her own life and does what she does. But when we're together, it's just terrific. It's fantastic. But it leaves me plenty of time to play at this, to do mentoring, coaching, whatever you want to call it. But it's supporting. And it's lovely to watch people suddenly blossom from something you've said or done or helped them with. And the reward from that way exceeds whatever goes in the bank. It's just terrific. You know, I'm getting these endorphin hitbacks daily, which is I'm probably addicted now. That's probably what the problem is, isn't it?
Yeah. I just had a chat with someone earlier, and he said, I've been doing this, and if I keep doing that, then it becomes a habit. And yes, that's exactly, you know, and it just makes you feel great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know anybody called Nicola Fallon, but we could go off her. You were just saying Ashley multiplied by 12. Yeah, I couldn't imagine it either. And my poor wife. Yeah, I think that emoji is my wife. So very funny, Nicola. Good to see you. So what challenges do you have at the moment with your business? So you help us with our challenges. What challenges do you have with your business?
I'm not sure that I have any different challenges than anybody else. It just depends what you're trying to aim to do. So I'm not aiming to grow the business any further because I'm at that stage of life now where I don't really need to turn it into something huge. At least not my consultancy, Enterprise Assist. I don't need to grow that significantly, but I do, as you know, own 2 or 3 other small companies. So I get my growth, if you like, elsewhere with clients, with some of the other small companies I have and what have you. So I'm sort of covered off. So in those other organizations, yeah, I've got the same challenges as everybody else. How do you grow it? Do you do it just by organic growth, or do you do it by acquisition and merger, which I do quite a bit of nowadays? So I get to play in all these different fields. So I think any challenges I get, I can utilize elsewhere, if you like, or I can take bits from elsewhere. So I don't feel stumped usually because I've got enough other people and other things to draw off.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Every business is unique. They're all the same, as in
Yeah.
operations, marketing, finance, as you often hear me go on about. But every business is unique, so there is no set way of dealing with any particular company. You've got to bring a set of unique tools to each business.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So when you're not working, when you're not scrolling through LinkedIn, what does Richard Carpenter do to chillax, kick back, or whatever?
Well, anything I can't get caught at, really, basically. It's family. It's just family. I've got 4 kids, between 19 and 40. I've got 2 brilliant grandsons and a fantastic wife. And we just have a marvelous life. So the personal side of it is terrific. It's not without its challenges. There's always something. One's got COVID, one's got tonsillitis. We're going to have to dash up to Cardiff with a batch of food because we can't bring the Cardiff boy back. And it's just, so you always got your challenges within that, but it's just brilliant. And family life for me is the absolute cornerstone. It's brilliant, so I've got that lovely blend between work, whatever that is, and family. So I'm very fortunate. It's taken me 65 years to get it.
Oh, bless you. No, absolutely superb. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you this last, it's 8 or 9 months. It's just flown by, hasn't it?
Oh, God,
absolutely flown by. To think where I was. I don't know if anyone's got any questions for Richard. Just put them in the comments. But that's it for the year. I've got one more question for you. I'm just going to let everybody know what's going on after Christmas, because I'm after in the new year. So January I think it's the 4th. I've got another foreigner. So we got the lovely Debbie Weems from Florida, and so she's coming on. So she's going to get up extra early to come on and do the show. But she's a bit of a LinkedIn guru, so it'd be interesting to chew the fat with her. So she's coming on after Christmas. So I've got one more question for you, Richard. If you could speak to your 16-year-old self, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? What top tip would you give that young man?
I think really you just have to say it's going to be a roller coaster. Just grip hold of it, ride it as best you can, tolerate the lows, and absolutely ride the hell out of the highs.
No, love that. I love that. It's a great answer. That is an absolutely great answer. Richard, thank you so much for being on my show today. It's been lovely chatting to you and finding out a little bit more. Thank you to everybody for all your lovely comments. And hey, guys, everybody, have a fantastic Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Keep smiling. And I will be back in 2022. Thank you, Richard.
Brilliant. See you next year.
Yeah, you take care. All the best. Bye-bye.